Well, hey guys, it's VAO here, and we are near the end of the second week of August in 2025. We've got a nice day here on the central coast of California. Other than the smoke in the air, big fire burning in the area, 125,000 acres, a lot of personnel, like 5,000, okay, on the job, you know, not to mention all the equipment and aircraft and so forth. Anyway, guys are getting a handle on it. It's about, they got containment around about a third of it now, which is good. Hey, episode 25 of Wadcutter Wednesday. I've got kind of an interesting one here for you this time. This is an NOE mold. I just got this one. Some of you know that NOE, that's Night Owl Enterprises, is going out of business. Al is shutting down, and he had a big sale going on, and I thought, yeah, you know, I had a few NOE molds, don't really want one. And I was poking around on this website and go, oh, this one I want, okay? This is a big wad cutter for a 45 Colt. When I say big, it's the biggest wad cutter that I've got. It's 270 grains. Here's the bullet right here as it is cast. And it might look familiar to you, at least the style of it is very simple or similar to one from Lyman. Let's take a quick look at that. It's very similar in style to the Lyman 429348 there on the left. Okay, very, very close in design. Okay, obvious differences in that top one there, the Lyman 429348, it's about 185 grains compared to our 270 grain 45 Colt bullet there on the right. Okay, so those were obviously powder coated bullets, and I had powder coated both of those the same way. Let's go ahead and take a look at this mold. It's a nice 3-cavity mold, again, brand new. Let's look at the mold and we'll come back. Okay, here's our mold taken apart. Now I've already had this together and on handles once to get it heat cycles, so you're going to see a little bit of bruising there, I guess you could call it, from me handling it. So we've got our sprue plate here. Okay, again, this is a 3-cavity, and operating the sprue plate a couple times to see how it was going to fit across our mold block tops. I didn't see any need to go through and work on that sprue plate at all. It looked fine. Doesn't look like it's going to drag anywhere. When we get to casting, if it does, I'll take a second and maybe clean up the leading edge, but it looked to me to be fine the way it is. I should also mention that this mold is also ambidextrous with regard to the sprue plate. You can put your pivot there, or you can put it up in the other corner there. Okay, it won't make any difference. Okay, so you can set this up to knock that sprue with your left hand if that's the way you want to roll. You just, you know, take it apart, switch it around. Easy peasy. So the bolts on top of the mold, we've got our sprue plate bolt and the sprue plate stop bolt. Okay, the pivot bolt up here has got a wave washer on it. Okay, and it takes an Allen head screw or Allen head wrench, and those Allen head screws here, and the 2 handle bolts all take the same wrench. Okay, both of these bolts, or each of these bolts, has a set screw. Okay, they're real tiny. Okay, there's a hole for one. The other one is on the other side, on the back side of this guy, and that takes a smaller wrench, but that's all the tools you need right there to operate this mold and make adjustments and so forth. Okay. Another nice touch is that our set screws are on the sides of the mold blocks, making them more accessible. If they're on the ends, okay, which some molds have their set screws over here, it makes them a little difficult to access, okay, when the mold is hot. Okay, same thing over on this end. Okay, so that's nice having those set screws there, easy to get to if you need to make adjustments midstream. And the NOE molds are designed to use our Lee handles, which is a nice touch. These good old Lee handles, these can be easily modified to fit all kinds of stuff. In this case, they need no modification at all. They go right on as is. So there's our information there, 454-273 wad cutter. and look at these cavities. So we're looking at, okay, one grease groove right there and a crimp groove there, and look at all of that lead forward. It's going to be a big type 3 bullet, okay, in the 270 grain range for 45 Colt. So going to be a big dude. The handle bolts, they look short, but they're not really, okay. They go all the way up to that shoulder and stops right about there, with the rest of the pin being all the way up through the holes in the lee handles that we're going to use. So they're fine. They do get recessed up there quite a way when they're in all the way, which is good, because then we don't have anything protruding down here on the bottom if we're going to use a mold guide. Okay, turn this guy over. Nice lightweight aluminum. Okay. Most likely we'll run these guys hot up in the 730, 740 degrees. We'll see how it works, see what it likes. Okay, let's get the handles back on it and get the mold warmed up on the hot plate. Get the pot and its alloy ready to go, and we'll get some casting done. Okay, so there's the mold. We're going to go ahead and cast this, and if you're watching on YouTube, you know, I hate to say this every time, but folks forget, YouTube doesn't let me show any of the actual work at the casting pot, and I can't show you that process. That said, I've got quite a bit of casting in this video, and that's all over on the Rumble channel. If you haven't been there, you go to rumble.com and type in my channel name like you see here, and you'll find it. And I think if you type hashtag #wadcutterwednesday, all run together, you can find my channel over there pretty easily also. So we're going to go ahead and get this guy casted up. I had a little trouble getting it going. I think a couple things. One is I started running a little too cold, and I don't think I had it quite clean enough to start with. So the first few drops were not that good, and I ended up recycling them back into the pot. But eventually we got it heated up enough. It wanted to run a little hotter than I thought it was going to. I was hoping to, you know, running around 730 degrees. It needed 740, as it turned out. And so we got all of that taken care of, and eventually started making me good bullets. So if you're on YouTube, we're going to have to jump ahead to where we get them, you know, out of the casting process. I'll show you the final result and the powder coat and the data page and stuff that we always do. If you're watching on Rumble, we're going to go right to the pot. All right. Yeah, there's our bullet. Not a perfect knee plat there, a little bit of a ding there. That might have happened when I dropped it. And slightly on the frosty side, but otherwise good. Okay, keep going. Okay, there we be. The NOE 454273 water closet. Wayside Chapel, no, wad cutter. All right, 270 plus grains. Okay, here's the lowdown on our NOE bullet there. Okay, the 454-273 wad cutter came in at 271 grains using an alloy that's approximately 9532. Okay, more or less wheel weight alloy. All of the cavities measured in at exactly 453, so that's nice to know. And the overall length of that bullet, 0.645. Okay, and look at that guy. Look how much is going to stick out there. Okay, and 0.350 from the base up to the top of the crimp groove. All right, here we go. The NOE 454-273 wad cutter, done up in a mix that I call stone. It's a 50-50 blend of Eastwood Midnight Green Metallic and beige, two colors that I don't like individually, but when these get quenched and cooled, they'll come out and look like they're made out of rocks. I think that's going to do it for this one. Next week we'll go ahead and get them all loaded up and take them out to the range and get some shot. I'm going to do a little bit of load development, I think, on this one. It's a pretty heavy bullet, and I've never shot a wad cutter that big out of a 45 Colt before. We've got a couple other wad cutters, but they're not that heavy. So we'll work with that a little bit and come up with a safe load and see how they do. And I'll save a few bullets back and see which load works the best, and then go back and shoot them again. I kind of like the mold, actually. It's an interesting one for sure. I think that's going to do it for this one, and I hope you enjoyed that and got something out of it. But from the Viejo bench for now, that's all she wrote.